Hey, what's up guys? VMTHD here. Have you ever thought if your Android phone is the best? Or your iPhone is the best? Or ever thought which one is the best? If you are really interested, then you are at the right place. Apps. Let's start with a look at the numbers. This is roughly how many apps you'll find in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Android apps, 2.5 million. iOS apps, 1.8 million. Truthfully, numbers aren't the best metric because most of us only use a handful of apps and the most popular ones are available on both platforms. Traditionally, iOS has been a more lucrative platform for developers, so there has been a tendency for new apps to appear there first, but that is changing as Android's market share continues to grow. In the US, iOS still leads the way, but developers elsewhere are increasingly targeting Android first. The Play Store still has a higher percentage of free apps than the App Store. But the best mobile games still land on iOS first, and they don't always come to Android. Ultimately, quality beats quantity, and so this is a narrow win for iOS. Updates. Apple's iOS offers consistent and timely software updates and security patches. If you want the same experience on Android, then you must buy one of Google's Pixel phones. Around 70% of all iOS devices are now running the latest version. That figure will be a lot lower for Android. While Android 11 is already open for public beta testing, only about 8% of Android devices are running the latest, Android 10. If you want the latest features, bug fixes, and security updates, then you should choose iOS. Customizability. This has always been one of Android's main strengths. It's very easy to customize your phone. You can set up the layout you want on your home screen, add widgets and shortcuts, and even change your entire user interface with launchers. You can set backgrounds in iOS and there's limited support for widgets, but you don't have anything like the same level of freedom. Android also allows you to set up third-party apps as your default options for many things that are still locked down in iOS. If you enjoy tinkering, or you want a truly unique, personalized look for your home screen, then Android is the platform for you. Photo backup. If you use the Photos app in Android, then you can automatically back up all your photos and videos. There's no doubt that Google Photos is the best option because it offers unlimited free storage, provided you don't mind the 16-megapixel limit for images and the 1080p resolution limit for video. You can back up photos and videos at the original resolution with iCloud or Google Photos, but you only get 5 GB of free space with iCloud, compared to 15 GB with Google. This category is complicated by the fact that the default on iOS is iCloud, but you can also use Google's Photos on iOS. However, since most people go with the default option, I am giving Android the win here. Voice assistants. You can do many of the same things with Apple's Siri as you can with Google Assistant, but Siri is more like a straightforward helper for setting calendar appointments, searching the web, or making calls. I have made a comparison video on our second channel. I'll leave the link to it below the like button. Google Assistant has an extra layer. It can preemptively offer useful suggestions, and it has a more conversational side that offers up entertaining games and contextual information based on what you're doing. It's smarter and more versatile than Siri. The addition of Siri shortcuts in iOS 12, which allows you to set up voice commands to trigger groups of automated tasks, is a big step in the right direction, and Siri is also beginning to make more suggestions based on your iPhone usage. For now, however, Google Assistant can do more and seems to be improving at a much faster rate, offering things like call screening and the ability to make reservations for you. Security. Speedy updates are now more important than ever because security breaches are becoming more serious. Android is behind in the update world unless you have a stock Android device, and so it is less secure. Because millions of Android phones are still running software that's years old, they can be vulnerable to serious hacks. Apple is safer most notably with Touch ID and Face ID in the iPhone X and 11. The tight oversight that Apple has on apps and the ability to push updates out to more devices, more quickly, gives it an edge over Android. The company also encrypts data in iMessage and its other apps. Apple prioritizes user privacy, it is all encrypted, too. Meanwhile, Android encrypts some data, but your privacy is less protected. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.